Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
As the agent for Peyton Ansley, John Milton, you are indicating to me that you're quite familiar with Peyton Ansley, John Milton, and that's basically you. Is that correct?
I am the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley, John Milton, as written in all capital letters.
All right, and you understand for my purposes, that language doesn't make any sense. So
No, I do not.
I understand. Okay, well, I'm telling you that. And so I am, until you disabuse me of the motion, or the notion, I am inclined to believe that you are both the agent and the person. So. And it's
I'm not a person. I'm one of the people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, it helps if my mic is turned on, I think. Good morning, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. What a day, oh my goodness. Let me tell you how it started. After I first do a little Alice in Wonderland magic and grow a bit, there we go. Alright, here's how it began. I heard something outside this morning. Outside my window, I sleep next to an open window because I live in heaven and the weather's beautiful, and so I sleep next to an open window. And I heard something outside, and it was
I'm not a camel,
not a squirrel, not a camel, but it was a bird, and it was doing bird things. It was doing bird things. It was a.
When are we going to break for lunch, Judge?
A European starling. Which, for those that aren't familiar, a European starling, if you have guessed by the name European starling, it's an invasive species. It was something that was imported over here and released actually in New York, in like Central Park, to give variety to the park as far as the bird species. The bird is like completely black. Okay, it's a completely black bird. It's not a very pretty looking bird. Big, sharp beak, good for like digging and rooting things up, and all that. Very invasive species. It's invading my house again. And I heard this morning as it was doing, it has a unique song and dance where it like puts its wings out and flaps a little bit, but doesn't take off the ground. Well, it sings, and I know the words to the song. It's like, I live here now, get out of my space. That's basically the words to its song. And it's doing that on my house. And so I had to go and break out my Red Ryder BB gun, and I'm not kidding, it is a Red Ryder BB gun, just like the one in the Christmas story, and encourage it to move. I had to encourage it to move. Yes, you can shoot starlings anytime. They're invasive species. They were introduced as part of an effort to include every bird in Shakespeare into the States, because why not? If it's good enough for Shakespeare, what is the land speed of velocity of an unladen swallow? African or European, Tisha? First of all, welcome to, let's put this on the screen. WeGob, congratulations, first in chat this morning. I should have told you this before. WeGob, we have switched for the first time since I have used fiber internet. We have switched to ultra low latency streaming, meaning from the sounds, when I make the sound with my mouth and it gets picked up by the microphone, it's probably less than 2 seconds until you hear it, which is good and bad, I guess. But we're going to see if it works. But if it doesn't, WeGob, it's all you. Correct? It's all you. So. Oh man, yes. My son is here. He has something to say. What is it?
It's hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day! Hey, Hey, welcome to Wednesday. It's that sort of day, guys. It's that sort of day.
When are we going to break for lunch?
Oh my goodness. That I got a thumbs down. I got a serious thumbs down from my from my son.
Scratch all that. Oh, that was terrible. I apologize.
I choked on hump day. This was it. Yeah, that one will live in infamy, unfortunately. It is hump day. We're made it to Wednesday, halfway through the work week. We need someone with a lot more experience.
The zombie apocalypse may be upon us.
Last week's was better. Oh, man. I was up late. We need a redo. I don't know. We've done one redo in the history of the channel. We've done one redo, and that was because you guys assured me that the feed dropped out.
Somebody just sent me a video of roaches fighting. I don't know who won. This is not Burger King. People do not get to have it their way.
Paralegal on my way to court right now. Okay, we have an interesting day. We have an interesting day today. We have a very quiet day in the court system. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, I didn't dream it, that our case resolved yesterday. We had a verdict. Okay, if you missed that, I'm not going to spoil it for you. You can go back and watch.
How does he do that?
We had a verdict. Karen Reed, not in court today. I think Chad Daybell is in court. Let's see. Is there anybody else? Daybell starts at 10:30. We'll get everything set up. I mean, I've got nothing else to do. Other than my bathroom, which, yes, surprise, surprise, I still don't have a toilet in that bathroom. I am so close. I had the toilet out of the big package. We bought a brand new, like, beautiful white porcelain. I guess they all are white porcelain. But we bought a brand new toilet, and 88 pounds, lugged it up the stairs, and I'm ready to install it. And I've got like all the parts laid out and everything. And the bottom comes separate from the tank, so I can build it all later. And the bolts they sent to attach the toilet to the flange that sits on the ground, the thing attached to all the plumbing that I spent so much money on fixing, the bolts don't fit in the flange. And so I had to run down to the hardware store down the road and say, hey, I need some toilet flange bolts. And they're like, we have those. And I'm like, I know. I looked on your website. That's why I'm here. So I got those. And on the way back into the house, well, on the way out is when I saw the starling where it was nesting. And so I had to run and get the Red Ryder BB gun. Fired a shot at it, missed, went to the hardware store, came back, took the gun with me to the hardware store. Not into the hardware store, but it's a Red Ryder BB gun, so I just left it in the car. Came back out and then waited for another chance to shoot at it. Got one more chance, shot, missed again. But both times it knew I was shooting at it, so it flew away. So I'm not sure if that's enough to scare it off, but that's it. I have been keeping my ear to the ground on Karen Reed. Oh my goodness. Let me say this. First of all, I have not done the research that Brandy does. If you need information about the Karen Reed trial, if you want the background, if you want the investigation, if you want covered, what different people have leaked to the press and things like that, Brandy has all the good stuff. She has all of it, and it's put together in podcast format, in logical. Please, episode 1 is enough that you get your feet wet and understand what's going on a little bit. Oh, it's birthday stuff. I forgot. Hang on. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you, Sharon. Thank you. Anyway, we that case. Don't let me click on anything else. We have to sing birthday stuff after that choke. I'm not sure if it's gonna be. I'm not sure if you guys want me to sing today, but we're gonna try. So. Anyway, it's a who framed who? No, it's a whodunit case. I'm sorry. Did I say who framed who? It's a whodunit case where the defense is saying that basically the Commonwealth is framing Karen Reed, and the answers they've got out of some of the states the Commonwealth's opening witnesses have been incredibly helpful to the defense's theory. Like incredibly helpful to the defense's theory. It's going to be nuts. So we'll see what happens. No court in Karen Reed's trial today. I know Brandy was up. I think she was up at like 4 a.m. this morning, still working on the podcast. So she's doing great work there. All right, Red Pen, I want to say thank you for the 5 memberships. I can't click on it or else I'll lose the birthday stuff. So let's celebrate by singing. I need a drink first, though. We need to sing happy birthday to Daisy, Lynn, and Annalise. Oh, it's Annalise. Okay. This is good water. I wish I could tell you what brand it is, but they're not paying me for it. This is really good. Wow, they really should reach out to me so I could spread the word about this water. Is that a desperate plea for a sponsor? No, just kidding. Let's see. We have 3 people to sing to, so please join with me in singing the birthday song. You know the words. It's happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear, and then you say the names, happy birthday to you. It's pretty simple, right? So let's see. Warm-ups first. La 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 la. Okay. Voice is back after the hump day yell, so we'll do this. Blend your voices. Dancers, hope you stretched. Stand up tall. Shoulders back, projected back the room. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daisy, Lynn, and Annalise. Happy birthday to you. Daisy, Lynn, and Annalise, it's your special day. Thank you so much. It's a special hump day birthday for you. Sorry about the yell. Hopefully that did not diminish. Daisy's my dog. She's 1 year old today. Actually, great. But give Daisy a pat. But hopefully my hump day yell did not diminish in any way your celebrations or the greatness of this special day. I realize there are a million places you could be and a million people you could be with to celebrate. But here you are with us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday. Yes. Okay. Sponsored by water and HDMI cable brands. Oh my goodness, Lee. That would be heaven. That would be heaven. All right. Free pancakes at Denny's. Help yourself. Don't forget about that as well. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. And as I guess we were supposed to do it yesterday, but as Justin Timberlake says, it's going to be May. It's May now. It's May now. And May 1 is what my calendar says. So happy May 1st. And let's kick off this new month in style. It's going to be great. What that being said, I don't know if it's like what courts were thinking. Let's see. Good trial started yesterday. New Jersey versus Christopher Greger. Joe, I've never heard of this guy. When you say good trial, Joe, let me ask. I realize that could be subjective a little bit. Let's see. New Jersey. New Jersey, I spelled it wrong, versus Christopher Greger. Treadmill, oh, man. I'm not sure if this is a good one. I saw this video this morning, Joe. I was scrolling through Twitter. And somebody had basically said something to the effect of, what a POS, who does that to their kid? And they watched the video of this kid apparently being forced to run on a treadmill. I don't know if I could do that one. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's a pass. We've got yeah, that is no. It's no, Letitia. Just say no to kids. That's where we are right now. I think we're not ready for a trial with kids right now, which is why, even though Daybell is happening today and we're getting it set up, it'll be on the Top Mark Media channel, but we will not be following it here on the live. Is it day 14 already in Daybell? I will say that this is so cool. Me asking the question and your response time is so close now that we're doing this ultra low latency streaming. YouTube actually recommended it based on the fact that my channel has consistently excellent internet connection. So they're like, we recommend that you switch to ultra low latency on your live stream. So I'm like, I will do that. So help me. If there's buffering, there will be words. Every time I type Chad Daybell's case in, I am so tempted to accidentally spell his name wrong. I mean, this is another piece of work person, and there are many variations of his name that are used in not in derogatory ways. Some of them involve, weightlifting, yes. But let's see. You ask, we answer. It's that quick. Yes. Anyway, it's day 14. So that's what I was typing. 1 second. Day 14. All right, we're good there. We're going to create the live stream. I need a thumbnail for this. I have not made a thumbnail for Chad Daybell yet. I've just let it pick one, which I think just puts a landscape up there, which is weird. Podcast tomorrow, by the way. Very excited about that. Thursday's going to be just wonderful. Okay, so that is up. Sure everything's ready. Upcoming for the 30th. That's an old one. So we'll just have to I'll go live with it as soon as there's a thumbnail up for the live stream from the court. All right. Daybell's not ideal right now. Daybell's not. Clearly this the treadmill abuse one is not. Zimmy says, since you're a sound guy, you can get a machine with bird sounds that would keep the starlings away. I bet there's some other methods, alternative to unalive it. Zimmy, I'm not a big unaliver when it comes to wildlife. I generally, I'm of the philosophy that if you kill it, you should eat it. And if you don't eat it, you shouldn't kill it. That's where I typically fall on philosophy, except for starlings. They're bad birds. I don't know what to say. They're just bad birds. And I'm fighting them on 3 different fronts on my house. There are 3 different places where they've just ripped apart my roof on our nesting in my eaves. How do the birds get in? They literally just pick at things and rip it apart. They'll drill in. I need to make metal eaves. That's it. The treadmill case, just for those that are curious, Christopher Gregor charged with endangering the welfare of his child and first-degree murder in the death of Corey Michiolo, I think it is. There's video of him being forced to run on a treadmill because I guess Corey thought he was fat or something, and then later, 2 weeks later, he was stumbling, slurring his words, experiencing nausea, shortness of breath. He had seizures. They should a finding of cause of death: blunt force injuries with cardiac and liver contusions with acute inflammation and sepsis. So yeah, that's where it is. It's bad. They are bad birds. They are. They're eavesdroppings. What about the bugs? You kill, you eat. Bugs are different. Bugs to me are not alive. They're not like living creatures to me. Once they're in my house, it's like the zombie apocalypse. They're in the same category as a zombie, and you would treat it as such. Destroy at all costs. Burn the place down if you have to. Build nest boxes out away from the house. There are so many. They would nest in them as well. Erica, and we're all about songbirds. We have incredible birds. The mockingjays. Oh my goodness! If you've never heard a mockingjay sing, and it's not not what I'm talking about. That an actual.
Somebody just sent me a video of roaches fighting. I don't know who won.
An actual mockingbird mimicking just the sounds of every bird it's ever heard, and maybe a few car alarms. and police sirens. It's the most incredible thing. Love that. Cardinals at the window. We love that. My kids love the birds. We're excited. They were trying to get a hummingbird feeder this morning at the hardware store. Our neighbor has the owl statue. The birds sit on it. They perch on the owl. I kid you not. So, all right. I don't know what else to do. I've tried repairing it. They just make new holes. Eminem. Barney Rubble. Great pop music. Well, not pop, rap music reference there. If the bird doesn't sing, Eminem is going to break his neck, I think. Rona says, can I ask, why are you covering Chad Daybell trial on the other channel where 2 children had horrific deaths, but you can't cover the treadmill trial? Rona, it has to do with the commentary and where I'm at. I realize there are cases that deserve coverage, and that particularly in that trial, I was interested in preserving the video from the trial because the judge made it so difficult for media to get access to it and then deletes them immediately afterwards. That was my driving force behind the Chad Daybell case. But let's see. Play your rap to the birdies. That'll keep them away. Flashing lights is the best to stop birds. I have a burning laser. Does that count? Barney, that gives me an idea. I'm not sure if that would not be kind. I don't think I'd do that. I want it to be, if I'm going to eliminate them, it has to be quick and painless. I've made you a thumbnail. We'll mail it now. Vicky, I can't wait to see it. Thank you. Do I have permission to use it if it's really good? We have a crow that has learned to sound like a small barking dog. All right. Anyway, where we are right now is there. We're sort of between trials on the main channel. In the middle of a trial that we're not going to discuss. I'm not going to run commentary on the alternate channel, and I'm very tempted to start doing some summations, maybe on a weekly basis on Karen Reed, as I'm sort of following in the background on that one. Set up a camera and stream the birdies. I think I would get a lot of negative press if one of the birds happened to be impacted by a BB or pellet midstream. That's not what I'm trying to do. I need to get rid of the birds. They're tearing my house apart. There's a special law in North Carolina specifically that allows me to hunt basically any animal on my property if it's causing damage. They call it a red-handed law. So you can hunt without a license on your property. You can eliminate animals that are destroying the property, or even destroying your fruits and vegetables and stealing the nuts off. You can shoot squirrels if they're stealing the nuts off your tree. But I don't do all that. It's the starlings are where I draw the line, though. Here's the. Oh, I wanted to say this funny story. I know this is almost like podcast level, but my neighborhood, my little town, is going nuts. Because a wolf was spotted just on the outskirts of town. And it's confirmed it's not a coyote. We know what coyotes look like. This is an actual wolf, which you might, do a little Googling and say, whoa, wolves don't live in North Carolina. This is a red wolf. It's an endangered species. There's, 15, 17 of them. I forget how many in the wild that live near Beaufort on the Alligator River Nature Preserve area, and sometimes venture around the areas. And now there's one in our neighborhood. So we have a wolf. We have a wolf in the neighborhood, and somebody got pictures of it the other day, and it's an old wolf. Really cool looking. But if you want to Google, there's also an island. I think there are 400 or 500 roughly red wolves in captivity that are being bred just to keep them from going extinct. And then they use wolves from that to try to establish this population. They tried to establish it first in like the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, but there wasn't enough food sources for them up there, and they didn't survive there. So they took the remaining ones, plus there were some illness issues. They took the remaining ones and moved them out here to North Carolina. And so now we have big bad wolf in the neighborhood. So anyway, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for a red wolf. You have a river with alligators. No, it's the Alligator River, which does not have alligators. I kid you not. Alligators don't come this far north. They might go maybe as far as Wilmington on the coast, but the Alligator River is well north of that. And I mean, you might have like the odd once in a while one get washed up by a hurricane or something, but that's it. Oh, accompanied by a guide for coyote hunt, actually shot gray wolf per DNA results. That's no good. Yeah, the wolf does not get shot. We know, I'll tell you what, we know that it was a wolf because a local, I'm not sure if it was a hunter or farmer, was trapping coyotes and caught it. And when you're trapping those traps, those jaw trap catch, if you've never used them, they look incredibly mean. They're not like the bear traps in the movies that have the big claws and things like that. And as long as they're checked regularly, you can catch and release an animal without harming it. Yes, you can even take your hand and stick it in the trap and have it slam closed on your hand. It doesn't break the bone. I've had one. I know how it works. They're designed differently now than before. It's actually a fairly good method of catching animals that are problems and not catching and hurting the ones that aren't. And so he actually caught the red wolf and released it without injury, and it's still hanging around the area. So I despise leg hold traps. Yeah. I got one. I never caught an animal with it. I couldn't bring myself to do it because I know the commitment that's required to check them on the timing basis and everything, because the animal can't get away. And so it's both vulnerable to prey from other predation from other animals, as well as it's in distress during the time. So anyway, all right. Now that I've lit some firestorms on a couple different topics we normally don't go into, let's talk about court today. Juror 1 had a master ceremony today. His court closed all day. Tracy, that trial is over. It ended late yesterday. You have to go back and watch the last stream to see the verdict. There was a verdict in that trial, I'll tell you that, to see how it ended. And it was sort of surprising. It was sort of surprising what the verdict was. Vicky's like, check your email, dang it. I do once a month, whether I need to or not. Let's see. Vicky, Daybell thumbnail. I like it. Let me send it to my computer. Okay, hang on. Trying to get there. There we go. It's up. Great thumbnail. Thank you, Vicky. Appreciate that. Great work. Hey, this is something we might do. There's avian control liquid bird repellent that keeps starlings and other foraging birds away. I wonder what it does. We're gonna check out Judge Simpson. He just went live. So give me just 1 second. We'll get that pulled up. Judge Cedric Simpson. All righty. Let's jump to this court. We will be court hopping today as we do that. Super RAG, thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate that. There was a couple that came in before. I'm sorry if I missed that. Just 1 second. Super RAG. Again, thank you very much for the super like, I guess we can call that. Natalie O says, nope. That was a nope. I'm not sure what the nope was about. Probably one of the trials. My girl Angie says, 1 year, that orange courthouse. Woohoo. Hard to believe it's been a year, but it has. It's been a wonderful year. Thank you. And Red Pen, of course, first thing this morning, gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. Thank you, Red Pen, for your continued generosity and support of the channel. It makes all of this wonderfulness possible. Lynn, as far as covering Karen Read, not covering it as we traditionally cover trials. I won't be doing a live monitoring of that. I would encourage you to watch Brandy Churchwell for that. I think she does a great job, and I think the amount of research she's put in is great, is insightful, and I think her approach is, fair. Let's put it that way. I think it's a fair approach to a trial. All right. Is it typically used? It's typically used by farmers to keep birds off their crops. Thank you. Anyway, we're waiting in court for audio. As soon as the judge shows up, maybe I need to get a little smaller in this court. Then I need to refresh this guy. She does a great job. I love that she looks at everything. It's easy in a case, especially one that's been publicized so heavily as the Karen Read trial was. Okay, it was easy. It's very easy in this case to reach a conclusion early, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, it's not a bad thing, as long as you acknowledge that at this point you don't have all the data. Right? There's still information out there that is yet to be introduced that the public has not heard, and once that comes out, it should be considered fairly, like you would consider any data. And then if that data changes your understanding of the situation, be open to possibly change your opinion. And I think she does a great job at doing that. So, what do you think is going on in the top right behind the private sign? I can tell you. Nothing. He's not there. He's not there. He's ironing his robe right now, I think. Am I correct in thinking we have a podcast tonight at 8 p.m.? Tomorrow, Sharon. I said Wednesday, and Thomas said that's news to me and news to our guests as well, because they'll be here the day after. Steph, that case is heartbreaking already. Just in the little I've seen of that, it's brutal. I think that's going to be a no on Christopher Greger. We need some just regular murders that don't involve kids, please. I have zero problem with people telling their own opinion, but it's important that the person says it's opinion, not fact, and she does that well. I'm really impressed with the way she's covering this. So strong recommendation for Karen Read over there. Of course, Karen Read's not in trial today. The trial's not going today. I forget what their schedule is, but they work like half days. I mean, who does that? Who works half days? Lenova, I'll do you one better. When I was a kid, I liked hummingbirds. We had hummingbird feeders. My sister did a science project for school, determining if the color of the hummingbird feeder nectar impacted the hummingbirds as far as which one they liked. And so we had 3 different hummingbird feeders with different colors of nectar with the exact same recipes of sugar levels and everything. And it turns out that the yellow was most popular for the nectar over red. And some people say don't put any food coloring in it whatsoever. This was years ago. But yellow was most popular. And as a result of that, I learned a lot about hummingbirds, got to watch them up close. And I got a ladder and went out and stood by the hummingbird feeder, and they get used to you very quickly. And then if you put your hand up next to the hummingbird feeder by the flower, they get used to that pretty quickly. So within about 5 minutes, they'll come in and they'll drink from the flower that your finger's at. And if you just lift your finger slightly so it just bumps the bottom of the bird, it will sit down on your finger and drink from the hummingbird feeder. It's the easiest bird to train that way. I mean, it's not actually trained. It's just convenient, and it will oblige as long as you don't move. But you have to be careful. Either wear safety glasses or or be prepared to realize that the reflection in your eye will catch the attention of the hummingbird. Like your eyeball has, the moisture, your eyeball's wet, and there's a little bit of reflective properties to that. And sometimes the hummingbird will see it and charge at it, thinking it is another hummingbird that's trying to scare away, because they're very territorial. So either have safety glasses, which I recommend not mirrored, or be really fast blinking. I've never had one actually stab my eye or hit my eye with the wings, but they'll come very close. So that's all. We're watching chat. Amber's digging up cases. We're finding a lot of cases coming up. Some from the judge we just watched, which we'd love to see him in a different trial as well. We really like his style. Some from other cases as well. So stay tuned. There's more court to come. Okay. See who's waiting. Mr. Kerry Chase. There, I'll move out of the way so we can see. Oh, the gentleman down the bottom left looks like he's incarcerated currently. We probably have an attorney. Yep, that's an attorney there in the other corner. Not sure why he's late. The judge normally comes in about 7 minutes after the hour for the block. No shortage of criminals. Yes, good news for us. Crime is trending upwards. So yes, there will always be stuff to cover with little breaks in between. Let me say, if you've got kids or grandkids that like birds, it is the most amazing experience. It teaches patience, but you can hold a hummingbird, and the best way to do this, I can give you all the details, because I've did this for years. The best way to do this is to set out a hummingbird feeder with good nectar. Okay, and you can buy nectar like pre-made, and like it actually comes in soda cans at the store, like at Lowe's they'll sell it, or you can make it yourself. The recipes are online. It's basically just sugar water. That's what they drink. But you want good nectar, and you want to have the hummingbird feeder out and established before you try to hold the finger. So have it out there for a week, and you'll notice that early in the morning and right in like the golden hour, right before it gets dark, those are like the high peak times when a lot of birds will come, and you'll see a lot more activity and territorial, fanning the wings and everything. It's great. But it's the high peak times that you'll have the best chance of holding the hummingbird. And you want to just be out a little bit before that and stand, have a good ladder you can stand on without falling. I'm not going to throw people under the bus here, but I happen to have a sibling who lost her balance while trying to hold hummingbirds. She might be on. And as she reached to catch herself, her hand went into the the little hole on top of the aluminum ladder that's meant to hold like screwdrivers and things. Finger went in there. As she fell backwards, fell off the ladder with her hand jammed in. That it's a punched hole, and it only goes one way. So finger goes in, does not come out. Ladder fell on top of her. They called first the police and an ambulance and a paramedic, and eventually they brought the jaws of life to cut the ladder apart, so they could take the ladder and her to the hospital with the top of the ladder attached, where they could then cut it off her hand. So there are some dangers to holding hummingbirds. I'm just saying. But yeah, get a good ladder that's comfortable, because you are going to be holding your hand up above, probably a little above eye level is what I'd recommend. And then if you find that the birds are going to the flower where your finger is not, you can actually cover up those flowers, like put some tape over the flower, so they have to go to the one where your hand is. And then you wait till they start drinking, and then while they're drinking, while their head is in the flower, you make subtle movements to get your hand up to them, and then it's done. So, but yeah, it's your kids' eyes will never be the same once they've held a hummingbird on their finger and realize they weigh nothing. Sounds like hummingbirds' most dangerous animals ever. It's the little ones you have to be worried about, Jim Bob. Looks like court's coming in. Okay, we're going to be quiet here. Judge is going to be on the bench here in just a moment. Attorney Jonathan Paul looks like he may be driving. Maybe he's passenger.
You what?
I would put the feeder at least 7 feet off the ground. Hummingbirds are leery of cats, and you want it to be nice and high so they don't feel threatened by anything on the ground. The key here is let it cool completely. It has to boil so the sugar gets dissolved, but it has to cool completely. You don't want to put hot water into a hummingbird feeder. Nothing. You want it to be ambient temperature. That's what I'm talking about for outside. What is that? What did Kenny have mounted on the wall? Was that a bison? Did you guys see that? Taxidermy top middle. He was showing off, looked like something from Africa.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solution. This is Ayden, ID 208832. I will be your Spanish interpreter for today. May I have the 4-digit access code, please?
Ma'am, you're early.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Our number is 1423.
Thank you, and I'm ready.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. The judge will take the bench in just a moment, and then we'll swear you in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we're continuing the international court celebration. Luna Boo Maltipoo says, previously Dallas K, 13 plus months on here. Yay! Dallas, I'm never going to remember. Luna Boo Maltipoo. Is that their gang name? Is that the gang name?
TNA District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan, is now in session. All those business before the court draw near. The Honorable Judge Dave Simpson preside.
You may be seated.
I think he deserves a better open than that.
Okay. So that we know before we get to the waiver, that noise it's all Vincent. So part of my delay in getting out was a meeting, but also trying to arrange so that the noise won't disrupt the court, because apparently they don't really care whether we have something to do. So we're going to try to work through it the best we can. If it gets too bad hearing,
they're hammering.
We will try to do whatever, but somehow or another we'll get through it. All right, folks, we're going to have a wonderful Wednesday. Ms. Barroso, please, the waiver.
Soundbite.
My name's not up there? Ms. Barroso.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso, on behalf of the people waive any potential conflict between this honorable court and the public defender's office, and the people who have to such a conflict will make this waiver and avoid this. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Laura.
How come Manley didn't get to do it?
Hopefully within due
I
time.
think you're just taking the whole show. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the public defender's office likewise does not believe that conflict exists, but if one does, we do so waive. Your Honor, before we start, please do the approach, just so you can formally agree quickly.
I don't. Yes, come on.
Okay, the mornings are always the roughest. For some reason, there's a lot of audio. Is Christy cute?
I know that.
Is she crying? Or is she doing
Good
makeup?
to meet you. And so you will be joining us.
I think she's crying. That's a sad start. So there's a new attorney being welcomed, I believe.
The court, for its part, also does not believe that there is a conflict of interest, either under the Michigan court rules or the cases decided there under. To the extent a conflict exists, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. Yes, Ms. Whiteley.
We have a Spanish interpreter present for our first case.
All right. Maybe we can have them sworn.
Thank you. Good morning, Ayden. You're in front of the Honorable J. Cedric Simpson out of the 14th District Court, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. We need your assistance with one matter this morning. Could you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you'll interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English in the manner now before the court to help you that?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Madam Interpreter.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the People versus Gerardo Ortiz.
La corte entra en sesión y estamos llamando el caso de el Estado contra Gerardo Ortiz.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Y soy Morgan Barroso, la fiscal del distrito.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Ernie on behalf of Mr. Ortiz.
Lauren Ernie y como defensa el señor Ortiz.
Mr. Ortiz, can you state your name, please, sir?
Señor Ortiz, ¿puede decir su nombre, por favor?
Gerardo Contreras Ortiz.
Gerardo Contreras Ortiz.
What are we doing on this case?
¿Qué es lo que estamos haciendo para este caso?
Mr. Ortiz is going to plead guilty to an added count of operating while visibly impaired second.
Y el señor Ortiz se va a declarar culpable mientras que estaba operando un vehículo motor mientras que estaba impedido.
Sí, me voy a declarar culpable.
Yes,
Sí.
I'm going to say I'm guilty.
Sir, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Señor, por favor, levante su mano derecha para ser juramentado.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted afirma o jura que el testimonio que va a indicar el día de hoy va a ser la verdad y nada más que la verdad, sino que Dios lo ampare?
Sí, juro.
Yes, I swear.
State your name again for the record, please.
Diga el nombre nuevamente para el récord.
Gerardo Contreras Ortiz.
Gerardo Contreras Ortiz.
You may put your hand down now.
Baje la mano ya.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to an added count of operating while visibly impaired, second offense.
Y entendemos que usted se está declarando culpable por operar un vehículo que visiblemente no podía hacerlo por condiciones de su visión y es una decisión de segundo delito acá.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration.
That was a long translation.
Fine plus court costs.
Es un delito menor que puede surgir a 1 año de cárcel y una fianza de hasta $1,000. Una multa.
The court could also order community service and any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary and could immobilize your vehicle.
Y la corte puede también pedir servicio comunitario, también servicios de rehabilitación y movilizar su vehículo.
The court could also order you to pay the costs of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services.
También en la corte le puede pedir el costo del fiscal y también cualquier tipo de gasto administrativo para la corte.
Do you understand all of that, sir?
¿Usted entiende todo eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
And understanding that, how do you plead to that charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Entendiendo eso, ¿cómo se declara usted a ese cargo? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Usted entiende de que al declararse culpable no va a tener ningún tipo de corte de ningún tipo, ¿verdad?
Sí, comprendo.
I understand.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance.
Y haciendo eso, usted renuncia a lo que son derechos que usted pueda tener. Derecho de llamar a algún testigo que haya, que pueda declarar a su favor en una corte.
You're also giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial.
También renuncia usted al lo que es el derecho de ver y de escuchar cualquier evento en un juicio que le podrían ofrecer.
Sí. Giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent and not have that silence used against you.
Y también renuncia a ser usted testigo para sí mismo o de permanecer callado para que no se utilice declaraciones en contra suya.
And you're also giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
También usted renuncia a que se le declare presumiblemente de inocente hasta que se le pueda comprobar que sea culpable sin ninguna duda.
Do you understand you're giving up all of those rights?
¿Usted entiende que está usted renunciando a todos esos derechos?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Y usted entiende que renuncia al derecho de apelar.
Sí, entiendo.
I understand.
You are not on parole or probation, is that correct?
Usted no está en libertad condicional o en probatoria, ¿verdad?
No, actualmente estoy en prisión.
No, at this moment I'm in prison.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to this added count too?
Mire, ¿alguien le ha prometido a usted para que le dé algo en lugar de esta declaratoria número 2 o lo que usted se está declarando?
No, lo hago por mi propia voluntad.
No, this is my own recognizance.
So you are doing it voluntarily and of your own free will?
Entonces usted lo está haciendo en forma voluntaria y en forma libre.
Sí.
Yes.
And also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Y también porque usted cree que es culpable de esta ofensa.
Sí.
Yes.
On October 13th, 2008, at the location of Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you driving a car?
En octubre 13 del 2008, en el condado de Washington, en la calle Washington, ¿usted estaba conduciendo un carro?
Sí, una camioneta.
Yes, a truck.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, had you consumed intoxicating liquor?
Y antes de conducir ese vehículo, ¿usted estaba consumiendo licor?
Sí.
Yes.
Were you stopped by the police in a parking lot?
¿A usted lo paró la policía en un parqueo?
Barney Rubble.
Sí.
Yes.
We've applied for that case. The court is really hard to work with.
Why did they stop you in the parking lot?
¿Por qué lo pararon a usted en el parqueo?
Porque patiné las llantas de la camioneta al manejar.
Because I had some scratching the tires of my truck when I was driving.
You're not disputing the right of the police to stop you, are you?
Usted no está disputando el derecho de la policía por pararlo, ¿verdad?
¿Cómo? No entendí. ¿Me lo puede repetir, por favor?
I didn't quite understand. Can you repeat it?
You don't have any reason to argue about that the police did something wrong by stopping your vehicle.
Usted no tiene ningún motivo de pensar que la policía hizo algo erróneo de haberlo parado en ese momento.
No, no. No, estoy consciente que estaban haciendo su trabajo.
No, I'm aware that they were doing their job.
All right. Were you arrested?
¿A usted lo arrestaron?
Sí.
Yes.
Were you taken to the police station and asked to blow into a data master machine?
¿Y a usted lo llevaron a una estación de policía para que soplara en una máquina data?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you remember what the results were?
¿Se acuerda cuáles fueron los resultados?
En una fue .6, en otra .7.
And one was 0.6 and the other one 0.7.
I think there's a 0 in there somewhere. He would be dead.
All right. It's all right.
That is correct, Joe.
Do you have any reason to dispute those test results, sir?
¿Tiene usted algún motivo de disputar esos resultados de ese examen?
No.
No.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe your ability to operate that motor vehicle was impaired because you had drank alcohol?
Sorry. Tomando todo en cuenta ese día, usted puede indicar de que usted estaba incapacitado para manejar ese vehículo con la ingesta de licor en ese momento.
Sí, estaba, no podía manejar. Estoy de acuerdo.
I agree. I couldn't drive. I was impaired to drive.
Had you previously been convicted of operating while impaired on January 25th, 2005 in North Carolina?
Y usted anteriormente había sido arrestado por manejo incapacitado en ese momento en enero 25 del 2005 en Carolina del Norte.
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Consejera, yo tomo en cuenta en esta corte de que estamos tomando esta declaración en la corte.
The people are satisfied.
El Estado lo acepta.
Satisfied, Ryan.
The defense indicates that they are satisfied. I've complied with the court rule.
Oh, thank you. Y la defensa está indicando de que está satisfecho y que continuarán con la corte.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed.
Y la corte está satisfecha y está tomando el conteo 2. El conteo 1 está desechado.
Any objection to immediate sentencing?
¿Alguna objeción para la sentencia inmediata?
No.
No. No,
Sir?
su señoría.
Sir, how long have you been in custody?
¿Cuánto tiempo ha estado usted en custodia, señor?
11 años.
11 years.
Is there anything you want to say to me before I impose sentence on this case?
¿Usted quisiera indicarme alguna cosa antes de que yo imponga sentencia?
No.
No.
I'll impose the state minimums of $125.
Voy a imponer lo que es el mínimo del estado de $125.
And sentence you to 365 days in jail, credit 365 days served.
Y sentenciarlo a 365 días de cárcel y ya cubierto y servido esos 365 días.
So no sentence.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. Masterful job.
Thank you for using our services. Have a nice day. Buena suerte. Bye-bye.
Gracias.
So that was weird.
Court does call the case of the People versus really Paul McGuffin.
We have to find out what the date was.
This is the public defender warrant hearing on behalf of Mr. McGuffin. Mr. McGuffin, can you state your name for the record, please?
Say again, sir. You broke off. Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Mr. McGuffin is going to plead guilty to an added count to a regional profit. That is correct, Your Honor, and just for the record, there is no restitution at issue.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name again for the record.
Paul McGuffin.
Sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the third degree. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days of jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, sir?
Yes. Sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
July 22nd, 2023, at the location of 7000 East Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan. What did you do at the Walmart that makes you think that you're guilty?
I took a mountain bike and attempted to steal it. In front of the Walmart.
You took a mountain bike and tried to walk out without paying for it?
Yes.
Okay. Store was open to the public at the time?
Sorry?
The store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
You didn't have anybody's permission to take that mountain bike, did you?
No.
And this mountain bike was offered for sale by Walmart?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. How long has he been in?
He's been in Wayne County for 7 months.
7 months?
Yes.
Sir, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No.
I'm guessing he tried to ride it away.
State minimums, fines and costs of $125. I'll order 93 days jail credit, 93 served.
Walmart has entered the chat.
You're all set, sir. Thank you. All right, bye. Nice chatting. Court calls the case. People versus Cynthia Russell.
I think Christy King's going to be very emotional when she's on. Judge doing a gang sign right
now.
All
right, what are we doing?
I've not received all the,
Thank you.
I'm requesting
an adjournment?
an adjournment because I have yet to receive all the.
Matter will be adjourned to May 15th. Will that be enough time for your counsel?
If you just send me an email of what we're missing, I'll make sure we get extra discovery.
May 15th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case of People versus Heather Atkins.
Carrie Chase is frustrated this is taking so long. He's like, I could be out deer hunting right now.
Go ahead. Your name? What are we doing? Okay. Anybody want to clue me in? What are we doing?
Your Honor, she's going to plead guilty to a second-degree retail fraud with the prosecutor's deferred. That is correct.
She's going to plead as charged with prosecutor's deferred.
That is correct, and there is no restitution.
Thank you. May I have her sworn?
Raise your right hand. So I'm sworn to affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Ma'am, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the second degree. Is that correct? That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court cost. Fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that? Still wish to plead guilty? You need to speak up, ma'am. And to that charge, how do you plead? Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind. Any question regarding any of those rights? Look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Looking at paragraph 5, those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. Is that a yes? You really have to verbalize. All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's with, are you on probation or parole? Let me ask you that. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily, of your own free will, and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense? September 20th, 2023, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What'd you do on that date in the Meyer store that makes you think that you're guilty? Please speak up, ma'am.
For my things, but I guess some things that were in my bag are not paid for, but I was pushing the cart out.
She made an excuse.
So you were pushing the cart. Did you understand as you were pushing the cart out of the store that the items that were in that cart hadn't been paid for?
No, I wasn't running at that time.
So you thought everything in the cart was paid for? Well, ma'am, I'm not asking you that. When you pushed the cart out of the store, you thought everything in that cart was paid for?
You have to say no here.
Yeah, what? You thought everything...
No, I was aware that they were not all.
You were aware that the items that were in the cart were not paid for, and you continued to try to push that cart out of the store. Store was open to the public at the time. Is that correct? These items that were in the cart that weren't paid for that you were pushing out of the store, these were items that were offered for sale by Meyer? And you didn't have anybody's permission from Meyer to take that property, did you? Was the aggregate value of the property taken, was that greater than $200? Counsel, if I complied with the court rule, would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea? Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation.
Okay, Christy.
For pre-sentence investigation King. And report.
Every time a case is about to be called,
sentencing in this matter will be.
Gets really nervous and emotional.
Yeah.
Earlier it's May 22nd.
May 22nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Thank you. Bond continued. Isn't there an earlier June date? Didn't we use June something? We used June 5th, I thought. The other day.
That's something. Just give me a heads up. It's just them though.
The alarm may go off.
What?
They're gonna have someone standing by the shut, right?
The alarm may go off because everybody wants to mess with me today. Is that what's happening? So how do you know that? Oh, you just got an email. I'm not on that email chain. Anyway, never mind. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Court calls the case. People versus John Woolridge. It'd be a day.
Gary Chase is getting livid.
Sir, your name?
Carla, thank you. Congratulations on 12 months. It's been awesome.
Pending him away from reading, standing mute, court will enter not guilty plea. Okay, what are we doing on this?
We need a jury. We're gonna try to get his license. Mr. Hall.
Okay, how much time did you need? Pardon?
5-6 weeks.
All right.
I have June 5th or June 26th.
June 26th. Hall's a little slow. All right. Pre-trial's adjourned. June 26, 2024, 9 a.m. Tell him I said that.
Rest assured.
I will set the defendant's bond at a, get the sticker here. Set his bond at a personal recognizance $5,000 bond. I'll just order standard conditions: no possession of any weapons, no assaultive behavior, no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we did watch the pro se cases. Didn't we watch both of those?
Court calls case People versus Nicholas Johnson.
Prosecuting attorney Morgan Rose on behalf of the people.
Morgan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Ellman with it on behalf of Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, can you state your name?
Nicholas Johnson.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I believe at this time we'd like to set this matter for a final settlement conference.
Jury, final settlement conference will be set for June 7th. June 7th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, June 10th, 2024 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case People versus Anthony Lewis.
Morgan Rose on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney John Freeman on behalf of Anthony Lewis. We appear via Zoom and thank the court for that opportunity.
Can you state your name, please, sir? Yeah, you. Say your name.
Anthony Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, what are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, I'm very happy to tell the court that we have reached a resolution that involves a civil infraction.
Ooh.
My client is prepared to admit responsibility to failure to show a hunting license pursuant to MCL 324.43516 subsection 3.
Give me that again.
324.43516 parens 3. And according to MCL 324.43560, that is a state civil infraction punishable by up to $150. My understanding is in exchange for the omission of responsibility to that, the people will dismiss the misdemeanor charge.
$150 plus cost.
Well, sure. I would like to address that if I could.
Is that a correct statement?
They got a really good deal, and now he's trying to talk down the fee.
Mr. Lewis, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on the date and time in question, you failed to display a valid license or hunting license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court will accept that admission. Count 2, count 1 is dismissed. All right, anything you want to say before I impose fines and costs?
No, Your Honor.
And all I'd like to say is my client has a spotless record. This actually involved him waterfowl hunting with a shotgun that did not have a plug in it. He did not have more than the required number of rounds in the firearm. He just didn't have the plug in the gun. So that's all I have to say.
He's saying lame law.
Fines and costs of $200. When can you pay that?
Pay it today.
The plug is a
pay it today. We're all set.
It's a temporary device that's put into the gun to prevent it from holding too many shells to make it more of a sporting chance for
Court calls the case of People versus Christy King.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney
Jonathan
Paul for Ms. King.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Jordan Rose on behalf of the People.
Say what? Ms. King?
Yes. Yes.
All right. State your name, please.
Christy King.
All right. Thank you. What are we doing on this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll allow the prosecuting attorney to confirm the offer. I believe it's my understanding that counts 1 and 2 will both be dismissed today for the amended count 3 of operating while intoxicated. My client has reviewed and advised the rights form is ready to proceed, Your Honor.
So she's going to plead to operating while intoxicated. And then that's an added count 3, counts 1 and 2 would be dismissed.
That is correct.
Correct, Your Honor.
Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
State your name for the record.
Christy Lee King.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $500 fine plus court costs. The court could also order community service and any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary. The court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. Do you understand that?
I do, yes.
Still wish to plead guilty?
I do, yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
I am guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead to this charge?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
December 30th, 2023, at the location of East Michigan Avenue near Fosdick Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
I was.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I did.
What did you have and how much?
It was vodka. I'm not sure of the exact amount. I did consume it very quickly.
Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
No, I was stopped.
Why'd they stop you?
I can imagine my driving was erratic.
If I may, she was parked partially on the shoulder, partially on the traffic, so they were dispatched.
Okay. So you were stopped in the middle of the roadway. Is that a correct statement, ma'am?
Yes, I was looking for my glasses. Yes.
Were you arrested?
Yes.
Were you taken to the police station or to the hospital or both?
To the hospital.
Was there a blood draw?
Yes.
Here goes.
What were the results of that blood draw?
0.4.
What?
We'd stipulate your honor.
0.418?
What?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you're right.
Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results, ma'am?
I do not.
Counsel, have I complied with the court?
Yes, Your Honor, you have.
This is a new record for the
defendant's
channel.
plea to count 3. Counts 1 and 2 are dismissed.
Wow.
Defendant is referred to Von Swartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be.
She's like, it was 0.4. They're like, no, it was 0.418.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give. June 12th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She's on the sober link.
Yes, Your Honor, she is. She's compliant. She's also attending AA, and she's in substance abuse counseling. She's doing a lot of proactive steps, which we'll share with probation.
Good, good. Way to go, Christy. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Christy, you can sign off. I'll follow up in a bit with you.
Okay, thank you.
Court calls case, People versus Carrie Chase.
Prosecuting attorney Morgan Brooks, Mr. Chase, anyone you can say your name for the record, please?
You have to unmute first.
Carrie Chase.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, as for the pretrial, we are asking for an adjournment, and I would like to bring another issue to the court's attention.
Okay. I'll adjourn the matter to May. Will that be enough time, Counsel? What's my next date after May 5th?
June 5th. I would prefer that. Thank you.
The June 5th date. June 5th, 2024, 9 a.m. Yes, what issue?
Mr. Chase is a semi-truck driver. He did receive a paper in the mail that his CDL and license was suspended for failing to appear. I believe the only failure to appear was at his initial arraignment.
January 17th.
Yes. This letter was dated April 18th. So we're not sure why it was suspended. At that point, the warrant was set aside and he did appear for the next arraignment and has been present in all 3 trials. So we did try to pay reinstate fee.
That was his CDL.
I believe both, Mr. Chase, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's both your CDL and your personal license.
Yes. And then the last court hearing, we straightened it out, I thought. And then I got this in the mail, and I was supposed to start work last week hauling asphalt, and it's cost me over $6,000 already. I couldn't start my first week of work. I'm about to lose my job.
Judge Simpson is furious.
I would like to ask the court to please waive the reinstatement fee.
If this is the fault of the court,
he's going to have to deal with the Secretary of State the way I look at this, because what I have.
He was hauling asphalt.
Something happened here, and there hasn't been them.
Say that again.
There hasn't been. It says failure to appear, but then there's a judgment on a ticket.
It says failure to appear, but there hasn't been a failure to appear. Judge Simpson's going to get to the bottom of this. If there's one thing, he is very fair.
Yeah, it's our case number.
So he's going to dig until he finds out what's happened.
I don't know how they entered a judgment.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check.
All right. I've adjourned this out. Sir, if you'll wait on the line, we're going to try to check something out. I see. I see the failure to appear. I'm not clear as to why a judgment came out of that. And the letter that you received, was that dated April 19th?
No, sir, it's 18th. 4/8.
Okay. That's fine. It was right around there. All right. Okay, so hang on the line. I'll
no Karen Reed today.
We'll see what we can find out. I don't know that I'll be able to answer it or the Secretary of State does, but we'll check it on our end.
I really need to get to work, sir.
Okay, but I can't do that right now.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know what you want me to do. I'm willing to check into it because counsel requested it. If
Yes, sir.
you want me to or not.
Yes,
right?
sir.
All right, thanks, because I got to get back to work too. So you hang on the line.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case. People versus Darren Bowden.
On behalf of the school. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Warren Attorney on behalf of Mr. Bowden. Mr. Bowden, can you like to state your name to our first, please?
Hey, freeze.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowden, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
State your name.
Darren Bowden.
All right. You're stationary in your vehicle?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here we have come to a resolution.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowden is going to plead guilty as charged under IAS. Additionally, there is $104.80 in restitution.
104.80.
Correct.
All right. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
State your name again for the record.
Darren Bowden.
You can put your hand down. Sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of embezzlement by an agent or trustee less than $200. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased if 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal upright?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Correct.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
Between the days of October 22nd, 2023 and November 29th, 2023, location of 7000 East Michigan Avenue, were you an employee of Walmart?
Yes.
What do you do that makes you think that you're guilty of this offense?
In front of the Walmart. Put some things in a bag that weren't paid for.
Put some things in the what?
In the bag at self-checkout that weren't paid for.
Okay. You came into possession of these items by virtue of your employment there?
Yes.
And so these items weren't paid for and then you were able to walk out of the store. Is that correct?
Yes.
And these items that you took, they belong to the principal, that being Walmart.
Correct.
And they didn't give you permission to take that property, correct?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
The people are satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be June 12th. That's what we got. 2024, 9 a.m. Bond is continued. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Gerald Anderson. Your name?
Gerald Anderson.
All right. What are we doing? I'm doing well. Oh, this is an arraignment. All right, sir, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about June 22nd, 2023, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road, that being the Myers store, it alleges the charge of embezzlement by an agent or trustee, $200 or more, but less than $1,000. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. Fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. First question I have for you, sir, is do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Excuse me.
Do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yeah, that would be nice. Yes.
Would be?
That would be nice.
Or you haven't even met him yet? No, I'm kidding. It's a PD page. What? What'd you say?
I don't know the law very well. So
Me either. So this will be fun. All right. Go ahead.
This is the public record advocate. Mr. Anderson, we ready to reading stand you and ask for adjournment.
All right. Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter will be adjourned to May 15th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will be set in amount $5,000 personal recognizance bond, all order standard conditions, including no assault to behavior or possession of any weapons. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. Court will also indicate that you're not to enter any Meyer stores in the state of Michigan. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, very good. So for not knowing the law, you made it. All right, take care. You're welcome. Court calls the case People versus London Parish.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Moroso on behalf of the people.
Good morning. What's your name? All right. Here you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint. Misdemeanor complaint alleges the charge of operating while intoxicated. It's alleged to have occurred on June 18, 2023 at the location of 3113 Carpenter Road. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir? That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days jail, up to a $500 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service and any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. Your vehicle could be subject to mobilization. The court could also order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that? All right. Understanding that, first question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney? Sure? Really? I was going to say. So you tell people you want an attorney and you're like, okay, whatever. All right. It's a PD case.
We waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for an adjournment of the pretrial.
And in every way forward reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be May 15th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond in this case as to alleged BAC.
Your Honor, the alleged BAC in this was 0.10. Additionally, I do want to note that there was not an accident in this case.
All right, so it's 0.10, no accident. All right. Defendant's bond will be set in the amount of $10,000 personal recognizance bond, all other standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior. There's to be no use of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You understand that?
Yeah.
Court calls case of the People versus Thomas Restall.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Moroso on behalf of the people.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? All right. You were arraigned. There's no attorney on this. This is set for pretrial today. What did you want to do on the case? Did you want to be represented by counsel, sir? Okay, if you can't afford to hire counsel, then you can still have counsel represent you. Would you like to be represented by counsel? Yeah. Okay. It's a PD case. I don't know why they didn't do that at arraignment. What the heck?
Mr. Rascal, at this time we waive any further reading, stand mute. We ask for adjournment of the pretrial, Your Honor.
All right. He had been arraigned, so that your file reflects that he was arraigned on April 17, 2024. I don't know why he doesn't have counsel, but whatever. I will adjourn the pretrial in this matter May 15, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue with its conditions. Thank you.
I have a response for you in regards to Mr. Chase's license.
Yes.
So this is for the back in January. It just has a bad date because his driver's license number was wrong originally. So when the clerks corrected his driver's license number and it eventually hit, it just did with January. So this is the $45 clearance. If he pays that, in theory, it looks
So
like
it looks like he gets it.
assuming he paid the $45 clearance, yeah.
If he pays the 45,
It should reinstate his
it
license.
should reinstate
Yeah.
because now he has appeared.
Yes.
But it was because his driver's license.
Correct.
All right.
Mr. Chase is still present.
Yeah. Mr. Chase?
A little louder.
Yes, sir.
Well, where did it mess up? Complaint is over. Oh, it's a 2.
Yeah. Mhm.
Your, what are the first 3 digits on your driver's license?
C200.
C200, thank you. All right, so verify. I don't know how I'm supposed to do what this form does, but
Yeah.
I'll just do that. All right, so what should happen, and we're dealing with the Secretary of State, so I can't tell you that this is correct, but he needs to pay the $45 reinstatement fee. There was an issue regarding he didn't appear in January because his driver's license number was incorrect on the complaint, but we caught it. We didn't catch it until later. That's why it looks like he didn't appear in April.
I see.
And that's why you got the letter. You should have gotten it back in January. So, but whatever.
I will say, he did try to pay the $45. The clerk told him he couldn't pay it until the completion of the case.
Who said that?
The clerks.
Okay, so really? Oh, okay.
So waive it.
Defendant may pay $45 clearance fee.
Any way I can have that
waived? No.
Okay.
You need to pay it.
Yeah, no problem.
I figured as much. All right. So you pay that. Let me know if they won't take it. Then I'll go down there and take it myself. I don't know how that worked to register, but what the heck? So is this the next block? Are they good? Yeah, folks, I want to call the 10 o'clock cases. I also want to try to get whatever construction's going on over there. So I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to check with them if they have to do something real quick so they can do it without disturbing the court proceedings. Then I'll come back and we'll get your cases called. Court stands in recess.
All right. That's still, to me, it sounds...
check with them if there's something.
It sounded like Kerry's case was a screw up by the court. If they had his driver's license number wrong, that means that he didn't get possibly the mailing to the right place because it would pull up the wrong address and person. And then because he didn't show up because he didn't get the mailing, then he has to pay a fine to get reinstated because he did not appear. Let's see. Hang on 1 second here. Okay. Let's see where we're going. While they're doing construction in Judge Cedric's courtroom, let's see if Judge Boyd is live. And she is not. I wonder if she's like on vacation or something. When's the last time she's been live? Well, she was live yesterday. Maybe she'll be live a little bit later. Thurston Washington is still asleep because they sleep in because they're on the West Coast. Let's see. Judge Simpson. Have some parole hearings from Louisiana.
I had thyroid problems. I had to have my thyroid removed.
Okay, I just wanted to see what's going on. Okay, who are you gonna live with?
After thinking for a change and living in balance, I realized that I needed to, in order for me to change, I needed to change my people, places, and my priorities. So I chose not to go back to where I grew up in Bogalusa, because therefore I would just tend to ease back into the same old me. And I don't want that. I want to start somewhere new. So I chose to go to Monroe to an ex-fiance that I had years ago, over 20 years ago. She don't drink, she don't do no drugs. She's a little bit older than me, and she lives in Monroe, Louisiana. She said as long as
That's Janine Tyson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, she wrote a letter saying she's welcome. She favors your parole and will welcome you into her home. We got that letter from her.
Gonna rekindle an old flame.
Okay, what's gonna be your sobriety plan?
Continue to go to AA and really try to delve into work, because my mother passed away and I don't have no more family. And when she passed away, I lost everything in the house that my mother had. I don't have no idea where any of my clothes, anything's at. I don't have nothing. And I really have to start from scratch. And going to AA, and I like messing with cars. I like doing stuff. I might try to help other people get certified through ASC, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm a tutor back here in Votech, and I help other inmates get ASC certified.
Okay, do you have employment ready for when you get out?
Linda, congrats on the 15 months.
No, sir. I don't know none of the places in the area, but I have full credentials to where I'm not going to have a problem getting a job. I'm either going to choose to go to a job at a dealership to be a service consultant, or get a job in a shop as a shop foreman.
The expectation. Okay, Warden, you have anything to say?
Yes, Mr. Freeman, just a few things. Again, you know, as was pointed out, Gerald's taken a lot of programming. He's got a lot of education, taking advantage of the opportunities that we've given him here. So I'm proud of him for that. His last write-up, as you mentioned, 7 years ago. And, you know, I'd also mention that in the 13 years he served, he's only had 3 write-ups during that period of time. He is a Strive member. That's a part of my honor program. As a matter of fact, in our discussions, you know, he probably could be a trustee there. He just hasn't applied. But he is in my honor program. You know, again, a lot of good programming, a lot of, I think he's on the right track. You know, he's obviously got a serious drinking problem. So I would recommend maybe some long-term, programming, maybe the Steve Hall program, if we could do that, just to make sure, just to help him, just to make sure that, you know, that I feel like I'd like to take a chance on him, but with his history, he needs all the help he can get that we can offer him.
I understand. Thank you, Warden. I have no further questions. State.
Nothing, James. Would you like to say something? Just.
I would just like to be given the chance to try to prove myself. I've never been incarcerated for a long period of time, and I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live like I was before, neither, before I come to jail. I want to change myself. I want a change in life, because I'm getting too old. And I mean, I'm at the point right now where I need to do something to support myself and make it, or I'm just not going to have anything. And that's why I delved into taking all these ASC certifications, and I got master certified in EETC. I took all 3 levels of IC3, which is digital literacy. That way, when I go to work in the automotive technology field, I'll be able to use the computers and get all the information that I need off of it. I got a master's in that. I took Boys to Men. I pretty much try to take advantage of all the classes that would benefit me. And I've used it to my benefit. Now, like I said, I tutor back there as AS&E, and I help students pass and take ASC tests. Every 3 months we go test. And the last time I had a 75% success rate of helping other inmates get certified.
Well, Mr. Dale, everything that you said is very important, and you have used your time wisely. But I have listened to the warden and I have listened to concerns about, your fourth offender DWI. And you heard the heartbreaking statement of a victim of a DWI in your victim impact class. So at this time, I'm going to pass it along to Mr. Freeman. Are y'all ready to vote?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it along to Mr. Freeman to vote.
Okay, Mr. Dellum, you're doing everything right now. Inside the place, you're doing everything right. I'm like the warden, I'm very concerned. I mean, drinking and driving is an accident waiting to happen, and we take lives. I mean, I've seen it on this board times and time again, and I just want to make darn sure we have done everything possible to make sure you have a successful life. And you are doing that with all your trades and stuff. But I do feel that with 13 years, you hadn't done half your time yet. You need a little bit more time. And I'm going to order that you be sent to a DOC treatment facility. Once you finish, go and you can reapply at the correct time. I think it's a year and a half. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, but my vote today is to deny.
Mr.
Dahlman, one thing I've learned is that without alcohol, you're going to be a great person. You know what I'm saying? But I do not have the confidence today without a long-term treatment program to release you. So my vote is to deny. And again, echoing Mr. Freeman's comments, I'm asking that you be sent to that because without that treatment, it's going to be difficult. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Dalen, this is not to discourage you because you are getting what you'll need so that when you get out, you'll be able to earn a good trade and make a good living. But I do agree with the warden and with my other board members that you do need Stephen. It looks like the Stephen program is the DOC treatment is the one for you. And so my vote today also is to deny so that you can get further DOC treatment. So today, Mr. Dalen, your parole has been denied. And this concludes our business today. And we will adjourn here at 9:41. Thank you, Warden.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, ladies. What's that guy beside y'all?
Nice to meet you, ladies. Plus that guy beside you. Oh, my goodness.
Take care.
Oh, man. Okay. Wow. All right. Judge Simpson's not back yet. He's still dealing with the construction crew in his courtroom. Let's see. We don't have much to watch today, guys. I apologize for that, but it's a skinny day. It's a skinny day. If you want, you can go over. Daybell's about to start up in Idaho on the Top Mark Media channel, but I don't have much else that I can offer you that we want to follow. Unless I live stream me fixing my bathroom. So, and that might need a content warning if things don't fit the way they're supposed to. Daybell. We have given the folks over at Daybell access to a blank slate in Canva to create a thumbnail for that case. And they're pretty much on their own, but the slate is up. It's I'll share it again over there in case they need it. We've got a few more people there. There we go. The slate. The access link is up there in chat on the Top Mark Media side. So if you want to help out and anything, I think right now it's just open canvas. I've thrown a couple things on the suggestion page. I think I haven't followed the trial close enough to know what else going to be in it. But if there's something you need that is not available, that you need a pro Canva account to get access to, like it has a little crown in the corner, let me know and I can bring that in for you. I can import it. Judge Boyd, not happening yet. Court watching and home renovating. Do the bathroom remodel. Just watch me fix the bathroom. Daybell just barely started, literally just a second ago. So it is up. Let's see. Who's been covering Karen Reed from the start? I believe Randy Churchwell has. Emily D. Baker has. There's quite a few that have been covering nonstop. Lawyer You Know has been doing recaps. I think Ian Runkle's been doing recaps. I've seen Rob, Lawn Lumber. I think he posted at least on Twitter about it, so I know he's keeping his eye on it. As I mentioned, Broken Baker already. Melanie Little. Anybody else who's out there that's doing that you guys know of? Shaman of Jay, Defense Diaries. Lawyer Lee's doing recaps of Karen Reed and Daybell. Judge Fleischer in Houston. Let me take a look at Judge Fleischer in Houston. Give me just a second. Okay. Does he have his own channel? See, Time Served Court Watch does a lot of that content. Lone Wolf does a lot as well. I can't find his account. Did we have a link to Judge Fleischer? Maybe. Just a second, Evie. Let me see if I can take a look at this. Evie, they have a huge warning that I'm not allowed to use this on their live stream. Although you're welcome to view these proceedings, the reuse, capture, re-editing, or redistribution of this footage in any form is not permitted. You should be aware that any such use could attract liability for breach of copyright or defamation, and in some circumstances could constitute a contempt of court. I would say I would have a strong subject matter jurisdiction argument in that one. But I'll probably have to skip that. Carol. Knowing the context, I would say thank you, but that comment out of context is a bit eye-opening.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?
Common pleas court and live stream. Okay, let's see if this one works. Where's common pleas court out of? Let's take a listen here.
Happy. All right, anything further?
No,
All right.
sir.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I like the courtroom. It looks grand. The setup is amazing. I think that's the jury benches, I guess. Can you go to Gossip Rumor and Innuendo for an update? She does hers in the morning. You can check them out if she's got one up. I haven't seen one from her lately. Kids are breaking things upstairs, things that I'm going to need. Look at this courtroom. Love the variety of camera angles. Looks like a casino table. And what flashy robes, too. Look at that chandelier. Drapes on the walls. Yeah, the benches are anything but comfortable. It looks like the lawyers at least get padded seats. The judge has a nice one. But man, what a courtroom. Can you imagine? That's like a Atticus Finch type courtroom layout. Audio in the courtroom's terrible. 100%. Worst design ever for sound. Terrible. Too many hard surfaces. Okay, I think our options are either to watch Chad Daybell, which we're not going to do on this main channel, or call it a day. I know it's early, but that would let me finish my bathroom and possibly do some live streaming for that. I'll have to think that over. Let's do that. Let's give everyone the day off. How'd you like that? What are you going to do with the day off? Let's grab some sun. Let's go outside, see what weather looks like. That's all we got. It's quiet. As far as the bathroom setup, I'll have to run and grab the HDMI Wi-Fi, plug it in down here so I can stream using this setup, but have a remote camera upstairs. Which that'll work beautifully. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where we are. I know. Oh, I need a new tool. That's what I need. I need a new tool, and then the bathrooms. So possibly a bathroom. I wanted to hang out, says Cope and Whiskey. It's my only day off. I'm sorry. We just don't have court. There's just not. I mean, we've got Judge Simpson sitting here doing nothing. He's got construction going on there. Judge Boyd, nothing. We've got nothing. Looks like a UK court. Now it will be a boring day at work. Lena, I'm sorry. No, hey, this is what I'm worried about, Cheryl. Honestly, this is my number one concern if I live stream, because I know Phil, TYO Toys, would that would be the clip that he uses. It would be like "say no to crack" type thing. But it sounds like someone in chat needs to take one for the team and go start a car chase. Yeah. Don't do that. I could read you a story. We'll be back as soon as there's more court, but it's like everyone took the day off. Yeah, we've looked at that one. That's going to be a pass. That's a heart-wrenching one. Amber. It's time you join. Vicky, are you live? Do you allow people to portal to you? Thank you. The fan here. There we go. Now the dust is off my desk and in the air. Steve, give me 15 minutes, then tune into KC News for car chase. We don't have any docs to read right now. It's quiet. Got some things coming up, but there's just a brief lull here. So I think we're going to get some work done. And I might live stream. Or at least do a live stream once it's done. That's for sure. I'll tell you, we did paint it, and we went with the, I call it toothpaste green color. It's actually called sea salt. Looks like toothpaste. But I figured that works for the bathroom. So beautiful toothpaste color with hardwood floor look. So we'll have some information. We'll have some more coming up soon. Can you sing a nice song and get me to sleep? The only song I know is rap. It's not really sleeping music. It's a Netflix kind of day. Talk about a May Day. Yes, something about May 1st, May 1st has been a little bit of a drag on the world of true crime. Gordon, you came in, we're all leaving. That's it. Best of luck with the potty. I appreciate all the well wishes there. I'm going to need them. Vicky, you might be going live. Wonderful. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again, possibly on a bathroom remodel. Oh, my goodness. Vicky will watch for your live. Thank you very much. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll see you.